My name is Andreu Ginestet. I'm a Catalan artist from Barcelona, and I live in Germany, in Wuppertal, since 2013. Today I present the sculpture Elan, which was built between 1988 and 1998. It took 10 years to make. It's one of the largest massive clay sculptures on Earth, and it stands in the building of the Postbank in the city of Dortmund in Germany. In year 1986, my skull broke after an accident. I stayed an entire year at the St. Joseph's Hospital in the city of Dortmund. I must say I suffered from horrible pain. And this pain felt like having pressurized air pumped in my skull. I depicted the effect of introducing pressurized air in a space, blowing it up in my drawings of the rooms of the hospital. And this pain made me reconsider my entire existence. I worked in several sketches on the sensation of a mind wishing to escape from its body. I depicted a rubber cube in which a human being stretches himself to the point of breaking the hull and breathing fresh air. These designs laid ground to the concept of general human emancipation from any pain. And this was the birth of the sculpture Elan. The élan vital is the creative and vital élan which transcends through materia, transforming it. The Elan is a sculpture which is a classical social sculpture, similar to those made by Joseph Beuys or Yannis Kounelis. These sculptures are always meant for the general public as participative projects. The creation was participative, but then the standing here also is participative. The general theme of this social sculpture is emancipation, human emancipation from all the burdens which carry us back into the past in order to open the future. The Elan is a sculpture which weighs 30 tons. It's built in 3 blocks, and the 3 blocks have 6 sides, which are male, female, female, male, male, and female. So that you have 2 inner corridors. One is female, which is at the front, we can see it, and the other corridor is male, it's the blue one. The description of the emancipation consists in a contrasting element in the sculpture, which is the very strong, heavy, and bulky body, out of which the arms grasp, crawling to free the body of its own masses. The sculpture Elan is made of 2 contrasting elements, which is on the one side the very massive clay, and on the other side the very light steel construction around it, which is designed as a head, which you can see from 60 meters in front, and the thought, which is expressed in clay, is the heavy thought within this head. The emancipation is expressed also and reinforced by 2 mirrors. We have one mirror which is inclined to the person and to the sculpture, to the thought, which is the lower mirror. And then we have a second mirror, which is the front mirror, in which the onlooker, the visitor, sees himself. After having seen himself in the first mirror, which was defined by the thought and by questions he may have, in the second mirror he sees himself as his own reflection, as the one who was thinking before, as the head. The thought of the emancipation is presented also through a before and an after, which means that we have a situation out of which we start in the past and we walk towards the front into the future. This is why there is a staircase which we have to go up. And in order to see the sculpture, we have to turn round, which means that we make the movement of retrospection. This is why the thought of the emancipation is made in the steel construction in the head, and the head is 25 meters long. It consists of 3 time doors. The biggest one is the time door of the past. The Elan itself swims through the time door of the present, and it goes into the time door of the future, which is the narrowest. The Elan contains countless details. I'm not going to waste time because it's up to the visitor to find those details. But what I will do is just point at 4 elements. Once there is a barcode, a black barcode in the sculpture. This barcode was thought in 1988 as an element of future, because what I saw as an artist is that digital technologies would lead humankind to transform from the prehistoric biological being that it was into, let's say, digital being. The second detail is about the clock. There is a clock in the work indicating that it's 5 minutes past 12 or 3 minutes past 12, which is a critique towards sustainability. The third detail which I want to talk about are the poems. There are 3 poems inscribed on the surface, and these 3 poems are very important because they contain basic philosophical notions, of which my preferred notion is from the German poet Friedrich Hölderlin. The fourth element which I want to describe as a detail is a snake. It's the long snake which runs upon the central body of the sculpture and ends in the head. And the snake has obviously beyond the biblical signification the meaning of curiosity, openness. The Sculpture Ilan was closed to the general public until 2019. It makes sense to explain the sculpture now because the building was sold to a new owner. And the new owner is renting the building to the University of Dortmund. What I hope is that students coming into the building will progress in social debate upon democracy and emancipation in general of anything that draws us to the past, like an example, violence. I would like to finish this message of hope precisely in a time of crisis with a free message, a message of an artist, a message that calls on our humanity to get out of the crisis, grown up and oriented towards happiness. So, I'll say goodbye, farewell to all my spectators, hoping to see you again and wishing you a very nice day.